It started, as most delightful celebrity moments do, on a couch with two bright lights, two perfect smiles, and a cup of tea that no one ever actually drinks. Kelly Ripa, morning television's effervescent queen of banter, leaned across the desk toward Victoria Beckham, fashion icon, former Spice Girl, and undisputed master of the chic eye roll, and said the words that launched 1,000 headlines. "Our husbands have so much in common. It's horrifying." The audience laughed, Victoria smirked, and somewhere in the ether, Mark Consuelos and David Beckham probably adjusted their cufflinks at the exact same time, unknowingly proving Kelly's point. The meeting of the wives. Kelly had always liked Victoria. There was something refreshing about a woman who could build an empire out of stilettos and silence, a perfect balance to Kelly's kinetic sparkle. They'd crossed paths at galas and charity events over the years, each time finding themselves whispering about the mysteries of marriage, motherhood, and men who spend too much time in front of mirrors. So when Victoria agreed to appear on Live with Kelly and Mark, Kelly knew it would be fun. What she didn't expect was to discover a mirror universe where her husband had a British accent and owned significantly more leather jackets. The comparison game begins. "You know," Kelly began, flipping through her cue cards with the confidence of someone who could host a show in her sleep. "Mark watched your Netflix documentary and now he thinks he needs a grooming routine called The Ritual." Victoria arched an eyebrow, clearly amused. "Oh number. Don't tell me he's doing the ice baths too." "He tried," Kelly exclaimed, her hands flying. "For about 30 seconds. He screamed like he'd stepped on a Lego, and then he said, 'I think I'll just emotionally freeze my way to health instead.'" Victoria laughed, an elegant, controlled laugh that said, "I get it. David does the ice baths every morning. Says it keeps him young. I say it just keeps him out of my kitchen." Kelly nodded sagely. "See, this is what I mean. They're the same, handsome, charming, and completely obsessed with their own abs." The audience roared. Victoria smirked again, that mischievous smirk that launched 1,000 memes, and replied, "At least they've still got them." Of fitness and foolishness. By the second commercial break, the conversation had evolved into a hilarious catalogue of husband habits. Apparently, both David and Mark were competitive to a dangerous degree. Victoria confessed that David once turned a casual tennis match into a winner-takes-all showdown, with the loser having to do school drop-offs for a week. He lost. He showed up the next morning in full designer athleisure, sunglasses, and a grin. Kelly countered with a story about Mark, who refuses to lose at board games. Once, during Scrabble, he challenged the word zenith because he thought I made it up, she said. He demanded a dictionary. He lost, of course. But the next day, he used zenith in every sentence for 24 hours. Victoria nodded solemnly. That's very David of him. Fashion and fragility. When the conversation turned to fashion, Victoria's home turf, Kelly revealed that Mark fancies himself something of a style icon. "Oh, he's got a system," she explained. 3 t-shirts, all the same brand, all folded like sacred scrolls. He takes longer to get dressed for a grocery run than I did for the Emmys." Victoria chuckled. "You've just described my husband. Except replace grocery run with picking up the kids from football practice." Kelly leaned closer, mock whispering, "And tell me, Victoria, does David also stand in front of the mirror and say things like, 'This outfit says approachable millionaire, right?'" Victoria's laugh was instant and genuine. "All the time. The other day, he asked me if a denim jacket made him look relatable. I said, 'David, you're wearing a $5,000 watch. Nothing about you is relatable.'" The crowd howled. Even Mark, watching backstage, reportedly clutched his chest in mock indignation. "The ganging up on us, mate," he'd muttered to David via text. To which David, one assumes, replied with a perfectly filtered selfie and a shrug emoji. The horrifying truth. As the segment went on, the conversation took on the delightful rhythm of two women who had cracked the code of modern marriage, equal parts love, laughter, and mild exasperation. "You know what's really horrifying?" Kelly finally said, looking mock serious. "They think they're easygoing." Victoria nodded gravely. "Oh. David says that all the time. I'm chill, Vic." Meanwhile, he's rearranging the spice rack because the paprika wasn't at a 90-degree angle. Kelly gasped. Mark alphabetizes the pantry. We've got a section for snacks labeled, Ripa, Consuelos only, like we're running a luxury hotel. Perhaps they should move in together, Victoria quipped. They'd get along brilliantly. Don't tempt me, Kelly replied, eyes sparkling. Imagine how much closet space we'd get back. Between the laughter, somewhere amid the laughter and the banter, a deeper truth shimmered through. These two women, icons in their own right, had built marriages that survived fame, chaos, and ego, the kind of bond that required humor as much as love. Victoria admitted that for all David's quirks, she still adores how he makes tea exactly the way she likes it, strong, no sugar, and always handed to her before she even asks. Kelly smiled knowingly, saying that Mark still texts her goodnight every time they're apart, even if he's only 2 time zones away. Underneath all the grooming and competitiveness, Kelly said softly, they're just good men who really, really love their wives. Victoria's smile turned warm, and for that, we forgive them everything. Even the mirror selfies. The aftermath. After the show, the clip went viral. Fans flooded social media with comments like, Kelly and Victoria need a podcast. And, someone get these women a wine night special. Meanwhile, Mark and David texted each other screenshots of the segment with mock indignation. Apparently we're horrifying, Mark wrote. David replied, better than boring. And somewhere, in 2 separate kitchens, one in New York, one in London, their wives rolled their eyes affectionately, poured themselves a well-deserved glass of wine, and toasted across the time zones to the beautiful, infuriating symmetry of love. Epilogue. The universal truth. Whether you're a talk show host, a fashion mogul, or just someone navigating the daily hilarity of coupledom, there's a universal truth Kelly and Victoria have taught us. All husbands, no matter how famous, have their thing. The quirks that drive you crazy are often the same ones that make you smile. And if you ever find yourself commiserating with another wife who gets it, laugh hard, pour another cup of tea, and say with pride, our husbands have so much in common, it's horrifying.